So here's your initial foundation that you're going to have to consider. Now that we've got the touch point schedule figured out, we got to ask about the first impression because they do matter. How can you make it so the first time they log in as a member, they think it's the greatest decision they've ever made? So one of the things that we like to do is the initial member questionnaire. So we guide them through a way of introspection that gives them more insight into themselves and the clarity into their issue than they've had before. The beautiful thing is because we don't necessarily do this with a one-off type of product situation, but the benefit of having continuity is that we're going to be here with you in the long term. Part of showing that is saying, well, I got to know more about you so I can serve you better day in and day out in this continuity situation. So in 6 and 6, we do this in such a way where we show them some of the things that have been challenging them in their business. And we also identify areas where they're wasting money, and then we stop that waste, therefore making 6 and 6 free to them pretty much for the first month or lifetime even potentially, right? And we do that through a questionnaire. So you would probably I recommend you look at and consider questionnaires as part of your continuity program. You could just use Google surveys. I think they're called, to utilize this. We also like to future pace because thinking about the future can influence it. So you tell them in advance what they can expect from you, what their experience is going to be like, and what they can do on their end to enhance that experience. By letting them know your intentions and asking for theirs, you're much more likely to get a better result from these customers that you want to serve. Now, we can give them some content up front, and I recommend you do give them some content because we don't want it to be bare. If it looks bare, then it's hard to give that impression that they made a really good decision. But if we overwhelm them with too much content, that's not good either. So I like to present some really powerful, hard-hitting, yet easy-to-consume immediate content related to some of the simpler instant gratification that we can give them. So if we can give them small gains immediately related to the problem or problems that they have in the members area, and that content is very short and easy for them to consume and understand, I like that content. We don't want just one video, though, because then even if it's the best video in the world, it just looks bare to the eye. We don't want to scan that over 6,000 videos because then they probably won't watch any of them, right? Premiums. This is the easiest thing to add in addition. You say, listen, these are bonuses that are independent. You know, they're not part of the continuity program itself, but because you signed up, I'm going to hook you up with some additional bonuses. Here they are. This will tide you over until, you know, the first piece of content that comes out, which will come out on this day and time. I like to call these the shiny objects that they're used to buying 1 off, 2 off, 3 off that they now got for free so they don't feel guilty about them, yet they still can indulge in them. And that's what your foundation is going to look like. These are the considerations to help you prepare your foundation. So once they hit the foundation, and then you have the schedule of touch points to follow up with your deliverables, now we're starting to really cook with gas.